What's up, everybody? I'm glad you're here for this. Welcome back. Those of you that just finished watching the immigration reaction. As promised, we're back with Samson with Tipping Point. I've been very hesitant about this one, you guys. I'm not going to lie. This whole situation with Charlie Kirk has been just. I feel like I could probably talk for at least an hour about that situation, what I feel it means, where I feel we're heading, and the incredible events that have been unfolding since that situation occurred on September 10th. But that's not what this is about. This is about Samson's video here. I will say I took a deep dive into Charlie Kirk a few years ago, you guys, along with Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro. I just wanted to find out kind of what they're about. And by deep dive, I mean I spent hours listening to like their speeches and their long form debates, not just a couple TikTok videos or Instagram shorts or whatever the fuck they're called here and there. I mean, I took a deep dive in an effort to try and understand them and where they're coming from and what they think and feel as far as their political beliefs. All right, and I think I have a pretty good handle on those on them, and so I think I have a decent understanding of what Charlie thought, basically, and what his political views were, and I definitely understand his religious views, but we're not going to really talk about those. Uh, the events afterward have been very disturbing to me on all sorts of different levels, and we're just not going to dive into that unless Samson touches on some of that, okay? We're here for Samson's video. The last one was really good. Aside from the topic of the immigration video, the rap skills on display, specifically the writing skills, combined with Samson's very, very high level enunciation of his words, which might sound like a simple thing, but it's not. His advanced writing, where he's able to take a single topic and write a very in depth rap song about it, filled with complex rhymes, one liners, multi liners, couplets, all kinds, multi-syllables, one syllable. He is a masterful writer. So I'm very interested in what he's going to do with this one here. And along the way, we're going to be talking about what he has to say. If you want to hear his video all the way through without my commentary, click the link in the description right there, everybody. That's going to bounce you over to the homie's channel, where you should definitely like, subscribe, and comment if you're down with what he's doing, which I figure you are if you're watching me react to the man. You feel it. We'll just leave it at that, you guys. I will say I have much respect for Charlie Kirk. That was a horrific thing that happened. Its ramifications are far, wide, and deep. And what's been happening since then surrounding that is extremely disturbing. And if you don't know, I'm not going to get into it, but you should look into it yourself. With that said, let's go ahead, you guys. Let's see what Samson's got to say. This is Tipping Point. I'm a little nervous for this one, you guys. I like the piano. It's old school sounding.
Rest in peace to Charlie Kirk, and bless his family. I know the devil's hard at work. I can't even fathom all the grief and pain that y'all have went through. My thoughts are nearly impossible to explain, but I'll attempt to. I've already written like 5 intros, so many wasted paragraphs.
Okay, I feel that. I've started this reaction, like, no joke, like 7 or 8 times before I got to his music, just trying to get through the intro, because I kept talking and talking and talking about Charlie Kirk and what had happened. So I feel what he's saying right here.
Rest in peace to Charlie Kirk, and bless his family. I know the devil's hard at work. I can't even fathom all the grief and pain that y'all have went through. My thoughts are nearly impossible to explain, but I'll attempt to. I've already written like 5 intros, so many wasted paragraphs and revised pen strokes. There's just so many things I want to say, and I don't want to say I'm wrong. I don't know how many times I almost threw away this song, but I feel it out.
Yeah. Just in relation to doing this reaction, I feel you, dude. That's crazy.
obligation. I have a platform and people want my observation. This one is complicated, I go back and forth on it. The facts are distorted so much I'm half and half, I'm torn on it, trying to grasp the scope of this. And so I'm asking if there's more to it, reading way too much and end up actually just warping it. Too many voices echoing, reporting everything. How you supposed to comb through all these different passages and sort it? There's so much information out there, it can make you feel like you don't know what's fake or real. Way too many Facebook reels, shit, it's almost like it's done on purpose just to make us chase our tails. I wish someone would wake me.
It is done on purpose to make us chase our tails. Part of the strategy when it's called flooding the zone, I do believe. If that's not the actual terminology used, it's an accurate description. If you have a story out there that people are discovering that might be true, that would point to something other than the FBI's narrative, the way that you dilute and make that story harder to find and harder to believe is to fill the airwaves with a bunch of bullshit ones, a lot of crazy ones. So then you wind up thinking, what's real, what's not? It must all be BS. If you're interested in learning, or maybe not learning, if you're interested in discovering some of the very strange things going on with this, I'll recommend a few channels and then I'll move on. Ian Carroll has some good coverage on this. Valhalla VFT has some good coverage on this. Peak Prosperity's got some excellent coverage on this. John Colum, some of the guys at Crowdsource the Truth. I don't know if they're really on the exact same things, but they're raising some interesting points. Candace is a little all over the place, okay, honestly, but she's trying, and she's bringing the receipts on some of the shenanigans that Turning Point is doing. But these are serious people. I know Ian Carroll's a bit known for the conspiracy deep dives, but these channels that I've named are serious people that are doing some serious things here, that are not trying to be exploitative. They're not trying to exploit the situation for clicks. They are looking into the situation. Because believe me, a cursory glance at the FBI's official narrative, if you know anything about, say, the effects of the 30-06, and you start hearing about magic bullets and miracle vertebrae, that's the scratch of the surface. I'm just saying. It's very troubling. But those channels have some solid things if you're interested in expanding what you're listening to and some of the information that you're getting.
Up and offer me those matrix pills so I could see.
Hold on, I'm gonna go back 10 seconds, everybody, okay?
You don't know what's fake or real. Way too many Facebook reels. Shit, it's almost like it's done on purpose just to make us chase our tails. I wish someone would wake me up and offer me those matrix pills so I could see through all the tints in the facade.
God damn, that was a bar. I wish someone would wake me up and offer me those matrix pills. Come on, son.
It's almost like it's done on purpose just to make us chase our tails. I wish someone would wake me up and offer me those matrix pills so I could see through all the tints in the facade. But I can't, so I feel like I should give this up to God. Cause
make us chase matrix, make us matrix, make us chase matrix. Bro, that's a fucking dope rhyme right there. Make us chase matrix pills. Make us matrix. Come on. Come on. So that's like an, that's like an alliteration with the make, matrix, make us, matrix. God damn, that was dope.
it's almost like it's done on purpose just to make us chase our tails. I wish someone would wake me up and offer me those matrix pills so I could see through all the tints in the facade. But I can't, so I feel like I should give this up to God, cause it's a lot and I could use some guidance, cause I'm struggling. I got two different sides that are inside of me just tugging. My heart tells me fuck these nasty individuals, so despicable, fucking trash, I bet they're miserable. Couldn't last in a debate, so they had to get physical.
Yeah, and I'm not even touching on the people celebrating this death. That's
Tells me fuck these nasty individuals, so despicable, fucking trash, I bet they're miserable. Couldn't last in a debate, so they had to get physical. Got smashed verbally, so they resorted back to trigger pulls. All he did was talk, he debated, that was all. Never held a position in office or made any laws. He created an organization to display his faith. He sat right in front of your face and had conversations with y'all. He spoke.
I respect that so fucking much from Charlie Kirk. Like, seriously. And what is one of the many ramifications of this is to silence people from wanting to do that, to make you fucking scared to do that. And that is so very un-American.
Display his faith, he sat right in front of your face and had conversations with y'all. He spoke. You never suspended your rights, never signed a single fucking bill that affected your life. What exactly did he do that directly impacted you? Instead of saying a couple of sentences that you disliked, y'all took a couple quotes out of their context and flipped it, cut out the important parts and...
Dude, that's exactly what happened, bro. Charlie Kirk had uncomfortable conversations, and sometimes extremely uncomfortable for a white guy to be having, but they weren't wrong. They weren't bad. There was nothing inherently evil, racist, fascist, Nazi, none of this bullshit with having a conversation about, oh, I don't know, the lack of black fathers in black culture and in the black population. Why can't we talk about that? It affects people. It's not good. Why can't we talk about, I don't know, important shit in similar fucking categories? Like, I don't know, have y'all looked at the fucking reading rates in the city of Detroit? You know what? Minorities can read, and white kids too for the most part, but the city of Detroit's 8th grade reading level is somewhere, I can't remember the exact number right now, so I'm just going to go. I know it's in the neighborhood between 8 and 12%, so we're going to say 10. 10% of 8th graders can read. Detroit's heavily minority, especially in the inner cities. What does that do if you're in 8th grade and you can't fucking read? I don't care if that's an uncomfortable conversation or if there's no father in a household. That's not a racist conversation. It's one we should be having, but once again, we can't have that conversation because the people in power controlling the airwaves won't stop with the racist, fascist, Nazi talk, which again prevents the conversation. There's nothing wrong with the conversation. My guy is so on point here with what he's saying. And obviously, I feel some type of way about this too. Conversation, that's how our government works. That's how the world works. We have conversations that solve conflicts and enact progress. That's how science is done. That's how inventions are done. That's how politics is supposed to be done. This is how laws are made. It's how freedom is attained. It's how fucking rights are created, restored, taken away, all of it. How are they going to end the war in Ukraine? With conversation. How are they going to end the shit in Israel? With conversation. How are we going to end the conflicts and the problems here and fix them here in America with conversation? So they have to do everything in their power to stop us from having those conversations. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. And it's very fucking disturbing. There is nothing wrong with disagreeing with someone. And I'll get back into the video after this one point. They've tricked us as a group. They've tricked us into thinking I can't disagree with anything you say or I have to hate you. If I disagree with one thing you say, we can't roll. It's absurd. It is absurd, and it is an impediment to our progress as a nation, as a society, as a human to human society. What the fuck? We need to stop this bullshit. Sorry. I know I'm going off here, everybody. So is Samson.
Conveniently left them missing, and even then it still didn't sound that aggressive. Shit, if you thought that was radical.
Here, I'm sorry, I'm gonna go back 10 seconds here to get context.
Y'all took a couple quotes out of their context and flipped it, cut out the important parts and conveniently left them missing. And even then it still didn't sound that aggressive. Shit, if you thought that was radical, then we got different definitions. And you go and compare him to George Floyd, cause he was a father too. Fucking oh boy, what a wild thing to say. I don't gotta even explain, it's two way different things. This shit is not even the same. You can't trust someone that you don't personally know, so I can never say for sure that Charlie Kirk would be my bro. But if I were to go off of reputation alone, I would never fucking let George Floyd into my home. And it's got nothing to do with his race or his skin complexion. Nah, it's more to do with his lengthy criminal record. Yeah, it's
If I look upset, I couldn't agree more with what my guy is saying here. Seriously. I feel some type of way about this stuff, man. I really do. And I don't care. I don't care if you don't like Charlie Kirk. I don't care if you don't like Donald Trump. I don't care if you don't like none of those people, man. I don't care. But you should dislike them for real reasons. You should dislike Trump for like, oh, I don't know, you don't like the way he looks. I don't care. You don't like his tone of voice. You don't like his policies would be a better reason to dislike his presidency. Is if you like, I don't like what he does in office, and then have some solid reasoning behind it, not because he's racist, then I'm going to call bullshit on what you're saying. Because it's just, we have to move past this, man. We can't let them continue to divide us and control us with these cries of racist, fascist, Nazi. It's got to fucking stop. And you know what else has got to stop? Honestly, it's got to stop from the right, too. They do it, too. Don't get it twisted. The right is not the fucking hero here, all right? There's just, they are a counterbalance. But I mean, do you know they geofenced Charlie Kirk's memorial service? Just like Israel is trying to geofence churches in 4 states. What geofencing is? It's not cool. I'll just say that. I want to boil down to it, it's marketing. I come from marketing and advertising, and using people's a memorial service to market to people, to get them to join your organization so you can make money is fucking gross. It's really, really gross. Anyways, I'm sorry, everybody. I'm trying to hold my tongue. Let's go.
more because the drug possessions and the robberies and home invasions, I would trust him less around my property. We shouldn't make a mockery of him, I acknowledge that. Just because he was a criminal, we shouldn't pile on that. I won't say I'm glad that he's dead or claim he deserved it, but don't act like for 1 second that this was the same person.
Yeah, for real. The dude gets murdered by anybody who gets murdered by the cops. It's fucked up. I know there's controversy there that I'm not even familiar with all the controversy, whether or not he died in the hospital from a speedball or if he died from Chauvin's knee. I don't fucking know. I haven't looked into it. I know that people argue that fact. All right, so I know there's actual controversy there, but whatever. That's not my point. My point is that let's just say it went down like they said. He shouldn't be murdered by the police, but that also doesn't turn him into a fucking hero. That doesn't mean we just ignore the type of person he was. It doesn't. Nobody deserves to be murdered by the fucking cops, but they also don't deserve to be turned into some sort of hero either. We have to live in reality. That's the main thing. We have to bring back reality and actual conversations about reality, and then try to find solutions.
Just check out the reactions to their deaths, quite the opposite. Look what y'all did, and look at our response to it. Instead of riots in the streets, we prayed quietly in peace. We never let our emotions go,
doubt.
We tied them to a leash. We never flipped and flew off the handle and got shitty, and left the town crawling with vandals and cops spitting. Shit was gritty, what we saw on the channels was not pretty. The only thing we burned was candles, not cities. So get the fuck out of my face with all these comparisons. Y'all are embarrassing, we can't even call you Americans. You follow a narrative, such a typical situation. The minute something changes, these liberals switch their places. There's something wrong with you if you celebrated his death. You say the right is full of spite, but there's hella hate on the left. It's weird, it's almost like this shit melted away your stress. I never...
Oh, yeah, dude. I didn't even stop to think about that. I mean, that's very true, but I didn't stop to think about how just there was no riots after that, after Kirk. Fucking, but that bar about burn candles, y'all burn cities, we burned candles. That's, whew, Jesus Christ, bro. But then if you look deeper into it, and I'm not trying to excuse the actions of rioters and assholes burning cities, I am not. But there's a reason for that. These are individual choices that people made. Yes, again, I'm not making an excuse, but these are also people, at least some of them, who have undoubtedly been manipulated and basically brainwashed by the media for years into thinking that there's actual white supremacists and Nazis around every fucking corner of this country. Again, we're all responsible for ourselves and what we do. But reality here, we can't ignore. You can't say, "Yep, look at this propaganda," and then pretend like that propaganda doesn't have effects on people as well. It's crazy, man. It's very disturbing, all of it. And how do we solve it? How do we fix it? With fucking discussion and discourse. Let's go.
He deserved it, but don't act like for 1 second that this was the same person. Just check out the reactions to their deaths, quite the opposite. Look what y'all did, and look at our response to it. Instead of riots in the streets, we prayed quietly in peace. We never let our emotions go, we tied them to a leash. We never flipped and flew off the handle and got shitty, and left the town crawling with vandals and cops spitting. Shit was gritty, what we saw on the channels was not pretty. The only thing we burned was candles, not cities. So get the fuck out of my face with all these comparisons. Y'all are embarrassing. We can't even call you Americans. You follow a narrative, such a typical situation. The minute something changes, these liberals switch their places. There's something wrong with you if you celebrated his death. You say the right is full of spite, but there's hella hate on the left. It's weird, it's almost like this shit melted away your stress. I never saw somebody die and then felt elated or blessed, but it makes sense. Your party's been...
No, I can't wrap my head around that shit either. I can't. Like, I don't want to see anybody on the left get killed. That's crazy. That's fucking nuts. I don't want anything to happen to, like, Joe Biden when he was in office. Are you fucking kidding me? Absolutely not. That would have been horrific.
Stirring the shit. There's countless videos of politicians encouraging this. See, they rile up their base until they pile up their hatred. And now look, all of a sudden gun violence is their favorite. The minute Jimmy Kimmel got pulled from the air at night, the First Amendment became the left's most sacred, cherished right. Now no one should be punished for their words. It's so important. You're right. Imagine being murdered for it. You know.
God damn, that was a bar, dude. Oh my God, bro. Wow. I didn't know that was coming. I was going for the pause before he said that. Fuck. The thing I find really disturbing about these people that are celebrating it is if you listen to what they're saying, and I've only scratched the surface because I get angry. And I'm just not trying to be angry. You feel me? Fucking hurt. Like, I'm not trying to be angry, and I get fucking mad with that. And you hear what they're saying, and they're like, well, he was, what do they say? He said Nazi things. He was a racist, whatever. It boils down to, I didn't like what he was saying, and it made me feel some type of way. And what's very troubling about that is the natural response could very well be, well, I don't like what you're saying. It's making me feel some type of way. So, you see where I'm going here? Like, this is where this line of thinking thinks. So we're all just going to do that to each other? That's fucking crazy. Like, oh, yeah. Very disturbing.
Felt elated or blessed, but it makes sense. Your party's been stirring the shit. There's countless videos of politicians encouraging this. See, they rile up their base until they pile up their hatred. And now look, all of a sudden gun violence is their favorite. The minute Jimmy Kimmel got pulled from the air at night, the First Amendment became the left's most sacred, cherished right. Now no one should be punished for their words. It's so important. You're right. Imagine being murdered for it. You know, I feel like my music has been pretty moderate. I never lean too hard in one direction or the opposite. Yeah, it's obvious that I'm conservative, but watch my shit. I think I do a pretty good job at keeping my common sense. But lately I've been giving less of a fuck. I got a headache, I'm so fed up with the left and their stunts. From the messages they pump, a bunch of pedos peddling junk. I used to separate you, now I just think everyone sucks. I'll never.
Oh, God, I've been wrestling with that shit, my man. Fuck. Oh, I took 2 or 3 weeks off of YouTube after this Kirk business because I'm wrestling with that. Everything he just fucking said right there. Yes, bro. Fucking preach it, Samson.
You know, I feel like my music has been pretty moderate. I never lean too hard in one direction or the opposite. Yeah, it's obvious that I'm conservative, but watch my shit. I think I do a pretty good job at keeping my common sense. But lately I've been giving less of a fuck. I got a headache, I'm so fed up with the left and their stunts. From the messages they pump, a bunch of pedos peddling junk. I used to separate you, now I just think everyone sucks. I'll never be friends with you, ugh. Nah, fuck it, dog, I'm serious. How the fuck can you relate to somebody who cheers for this? Y'all are weird for this. I'm done salvaging relationships. I ain't picking up broken pieces off the ground and saving it. If you can't say that this is bad and just agree it's heinous, then I don't give a fuck if you.
Oh, dude. If you can't just talk about how, if this is bad and this is heinous, that should be. It's like 9/11. Can we all just agree that that fucking sucked, right? This should be the same type of thing, for fuck's sake. Oh man, you guys, this is rough.
I'm done salvaging relationships. I ain't picking up broken pieces off the ground and saving it. If you can't say that this is bad and just agree it's heinous, then I don't give a fuck if you unfollow me or hate this. It sucks. This shit has done massive amounts of damage. And you know, it's probably exactly how they planned it.
The beat was incredible, by the way. The old school piano, you could hear a bit of the. Oh, I can't think of the proper term right now, you guys. Like the noise you hear when you play a cassette tape, that sound in the background. It's not static, but similar to that. You could hear that on the piano, and it really added to the atmosphere of it. It was a very good choice instead of just having a clean piano. Like he could have just taken that same medley the same medley and just played it, right? But instead he used that and it had that sound in it, which added a lot to it. The shit he said at the end there, it disturbs me because, like, yeah, dude, I identify with those feelings and I don't want to have those feelings. I don't. I have, like everybody should be, I am nothing special, but I have been trying to grow and change and become a better person for years. Just privately on my own. I've been trying to be more open minded. I've been trying to be more accepting of people. One of the most important things I've learned is to just be able to take some information in and reserve judgment on it. Don't reject it, don't accept it. Because when you accept it, it's a judgment too. When you reject it, it's also a judgment. Just hear the information and ponder it, mull over it, refrain from all types of things. But I certainly don't wish to be angry and filled with hatred. And what he said there at the end, where he said maybe that's just the way they planned it, is something I'm fearful of. The ramifications of this run deep, deeper than any of us realize. And I will just say this without diving in. I'm not into conspiracy theories, or it's just not my thing. But there's a lot of truth behind some of them. The invention of that term from the CIA was invented for a reason. And there's some really fishy shit going on with this. Unfortunately, it pains me to say it. I really wish I could just be like, "Oh, it was that dude, Tyler Robinson." But there was fishiness from the beginning that I was like, "Wow, that's you did what? That you're telling me that was a 30-06 to the neck?" And then they come out with He's the man of steel. And then thing after thing after thing after thing after thing after thing after thing that I'm not going to dive into here, where it's too much to ignore. And it's frightening, the implications of that, the implications of his death, what it means for all sorts of things. These are crazy times, you guys. We just got to be careful. At the same time, and I'll end with this, at the same time where, yes, absolutely, you have to fight evil. This is true. Whoever did that was evil. The intent was evil. And people that are celebrating it, I don't know what other word you use to describe them. And I don't like that. Because I believe what I was saying earlier and what I said in the immigration video. The way forward is unification and discourse and compromise, because that's part of it. But enough is a fucking enough on some level with some things, isn't it, though? I think we can all feel that, too. So I don't know what the answers are. But the truth is important, and we've got to search for that. So, end with that, you guys. Good song. A lot of talent there. We're going to move out of these heavier topics now on the channel and move into some lighter things. All right. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, everybody. Please hit that subscribe button. Grab a shirt if you're down. I see you on the next video. All right. Appreciate you. Love you. Peace.